It's Maria's dad's turn to cook dinner tonight, so he heads down to the basement to grab some onions and potatoes. But he's taking too long down there. Too long for just grabbing some vegetables. What is he doing? His wife notices, so she calls out to him. No answer. Maybe he got distracted. Maybe he's rearranging things down there or cleaning something up. So she waits a little longer. Still nothing. Now she's worried, so she heads down there to check on him. And she never comes back up. Now their son, Maria's older brother, steps in. First he calls for his parents. Silence. Okay. So he makes his way downstairs. He never comes back up. At this point, Maria's grandmother, an elderly woman, she knows something is seriously wrong here. One by one, her entire family has disappeared into that basement. She doesn't know what to do, and she does the only thing that she can think of. She follows them down there. She never comes back up either. And that's how, in the span of a few hours, an 8-year-old girl named Maria Chelysheva lost her entire family. Not to a fire, not to a home invasion, not to carbon monoxide poisoning, but to something way more ridiculous and terrifying. Rotten potatoes. This tragic and bizarre case took place in 2014 in the Russian town of Chelysheva. Maria's family had stored a batch of potatoes in their basement for the winter, something that a lot of families do. But over time, those potatoes didn't just go bad, they decomposed. And when potatoes rot, they don't just get mushy and disgusting. They release a toxic gas, specifically solanine and hydrogen sulfide. In a poorly ventilated space like a closed basement, this gas builds up. It replaces the oxygen in the air, and when someone breathes it in, they lose consciousness almost instantly. If no one pulls them out in time, they suffocate. That's exactly what happened. Maria's dad was the first to go. He inhaled the fumes and he collapsed. When his wife went in after him, same thing happened to her. Then their son, then Maria's grandmother. Each of them unknowingly walking into an invisible death trap. And you might be wondering, how did Maria survive? Well, the only reason that she survived is because she never went down there. By the time she discovered what had happened, the fumes had already started to dissipate. It wasn't as toxic as before because they kept opening the door and closing it, And it made it safe for rescuers to enter. But it was too late. Her entire family was gone. Now, before you start side-eyeing your bag of potatoes, let's be clear. This isn't something that happens with just any old potato. For solanine and other toxic gases to become lethal, potatoes have to be extremely rotten and stored in an enclosed, unventilated space. This is why potato storage areas, especially in older homes, can be surprisingly dangerous. So don't worry, your potatoes in your kitchen with your windows open are fine. Most of the time, people notice the smell of rotten potatoes and remove them before they become a real hazard. But in Maria's case, no one realized what was happening until it was much, much too late. After losing her entire family in the most horrifying way imaginable, Maria was left orphaned at just 8 years old. Reports say she was taken in by relatives, but beyond that, very little is known about her current life. And honestly, it's probably for the best. And it's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most dangerous things aren't the ones you suspect or expect. Sometimes it's just a pile of potatoes.